Well, let me just explain, because I'm a bit conflicted on whether or not this transition to Christianity is real or if they're just using it as an aesthetic choice. Let me go through. So first off, from like on one hand, they're going all in on this. They are using like Christian imagery is the imagery for this album. They're putting depictions of Jesus on the tour posters. A lot of this seems to be inspired by Kanye's Jesus is King album, which, you know, had that deep blue vinyl on the cover of the album art, which that deep blue, it's the same blue. I don't think it's coincidence that Polyphia is using that really deep blue as their background image and as the background for the jam session that they had. And, you know, if in case it wasn't clear, during the live stream, Tim was wearing a like Jesus is King hoodie. So they're very much going all in on like the Jesus Christianity thing. They don't seem to be mocking Christianity or even having like some type of an ironic twist to it. They genuinely seem to be saying that the world is insane and that it needs Jesus. And Tim did say a while back that he's had like a spiritual awakening when it comes to music. That's all well and good. So they're going all in on it, but here's some of my problems, right? So there's a few things that make me question the validity of this. First off, this speech itself, I understand it's cool. You know, I got the power of the Holy Spirit, bitch. It's like, that's cool, but it comes off as just kind of funny, almost like a joke. Like it's very crude, it's cussing a lot, doesn't necessarily undermine Christianity, but it does seem a little like, okay, we're not going to go like all in with like an actual Christian thing. We're going to like be a little jokey about it. And well, I'll talk about that in a second. But I think that based on just this speech alone, the authenticity of the transition to Christianity is not exactly clear. And I don't think that's just me that's a little bit confused on it. I think, you know, when I was going through the subreddit, a lot of people are like, is this just a bit? Most people actually think that Polyphia are just doing a bit with this. I don't know if it's quite that simple, but regardless, it's not clear cut what their position is based on what they've put out so far. The second thing, and this was one that came out after the song, was the music video. The girls have like bras that have crosses on them. And it's like that, you know, again, it's not the worst thing in the world. I get it. It's fine. But if you are Christian and you respect the cross, that is kind of disrespectful, and it does sort of undermine the value that the significance that the cross holds. And again, I understand maybe if you're not a Christian, you don't give a shit, right? But no Christian that I know, like when I think about like my grandparents or my aunts or uncles, they would not be okay with that. They would not be okay with some girl wearing a bra with crosses on it. Like they wouldn't care about that. They wouldn't care for that, right? So why are Polyphia, you know, born again Christian Polyphia, putting it in the video? It's kind of, so you see what I mean? Where it's like, that's not necessarily something that I think authentic Christians would sanction. And then lastly, and this is kind of that like, this is one of those things where maybe I'm getting in the weeds, but I don't think so. This band has kind of used a lot of devil imagery throughout, I mean, basically for years. I mean, Tim literally has an Oni tattooed on his neck, which is like, it's a Japanese demon devil, essentially. It's like, I mean, come on. So what are we doing here? And that's where I get a little bit conflicted. I see, okay, you guys seem to be approaching it from a relatively respectful angle, but is it all just a bit? Like, it's just a LARP? Are you just pretending? Are you not actually Christian? I mean, could you not, because here's my thing, right? If you're actually going Christian, and again, I don't care if they're Christian or not, but I think what bothers me is when you're going to point out these issues in the world and these issues in society and how crazy it all is. And then your message and the theme of your album and your art is going to be we need Jesus, right? But then it turns out that you're not Christian. You don't believe in the religion that Jesus founded. It's kind of like, well, what the fuck is that, right? Like that seems very odd to me. It actually I think it actually very significantly undermines their sort of moral argument in terms of the album, right? Because I mean, even if whether you like Christianity or not, if they are Christian, if they are pro-Christian, then at least, okay, fine, you're standing for something. But if you're anti-Christian, or if you're not actually Christian and you're just using Jesus as an aesthetic, well, I mean, it just feels kind of lame. I mean, this is really, I mean, and Polyphia has been a very funny, jokey band for basically the entirety of their career, right? And this seems like the first time, or one of the first times. This seems like the most significant jump into serious topics like politics and religion and worldly affairs that they've made, and I think it would sorely undermine the message if it turns out that they don't even believe in the message. If you don't even believe in Jesus as, you know, as a Christian, like Jesus is the Lord and Savior, Jesus is God, you follow the Christian faith, all of that. If you're just doing it for a bit, it's like all ha-has and he-he's, right? I mean, and again, it's like, it's one thing to do the ha-has and he-he's about like K-pop or, you know, BBL, Drizzy or some shit like that, right? But it's another thing to jump into an arena where or to address very serious topics and make the entire basis for your album your purported solution to the topic, which is religion and Jesus. And then it just turns out that you don't even believe in it. That's not really like a haha, we were just joking about the Christian thing. That's, you know, that's not like haha he. That's what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Why, like, the whole album's just a LARP, like it's just a joke. So I don't think that they would do that, because they do take their art very, very seriously. But then there's just these things where I'm like, okay, why do you have the fucking girl with the crosses on the bra? I get it, sex sells, whatever, but like, that's disrespectful. Like, that's actually disrespectful to Jesus. And again, I know we talk about like Jesus is like this mega symbolic figure, whether you believe in God or not. Jesus has pretty much been authenticated to have been a real person who really was killed. And if you are trying to pay homage to him or respect him on this album, don't you think that's just a little disrespectful? I don't know. I mean, so I guess that's where, that's where I'm at with it. I like the message, and I like that they're offering a solution. They're not just like bitching about the state of the world. They're saying like, y'all need Jesus, the power of God, the righteous hand of God, but like, I'm not quite sold on the authenticity of this transition from the band. And I'm actually a little bit concerned that if this is just a joke, if it is just a bit from them, like, I think this actually hurts the credibility, like the artistic credibility of the band to a degree. So I would hope that that's not the case. And again, I'm not saying this because like, well, I really hope that they're Christian, it's they've decided to take this stance. And if it turns out that it's inauthentic and it's just a fucking meme for them, then that's not very inspiring. Or I don't know what the word is. That's just not a very good way to conduct yourself as an artist. To step into very, very serious song topics, which again, or not song, world topics, right? I mean, if you've seen that first video, you know about the topics being addressed. They're very serious, and then you step into it with this like inauthentic, jokey perspective on Christianity. That's pretty fucking lame. If that's what they're doing. So I really hope that's not. We're gonna have to wait for the album to come out to see. I don't think that they would do that, but it also very much seems to be that they're just using it as an aesthetic. So I don't know. It's giving like PC Principle vibes, right? Where he was like, at one point he was like politically correct, and then like he reawakened to Christ, and now he's the most Christian. He's like power Christian principle, right? And he's going to tell all of y'all how to be proper Christians. And he's like more Christian. He's always been Christian and all of that shit, right? And it's like, okay, this band that's used devil imagery, the main guy, Tim, sort of, I don't want to say the main guy, but like lead producer, whatever, Tim has a devil on his neck. They got girls with their, crosses on their bras, and they're gonna tell us all, Jesus, we all need Jesus. They're the big proponents for Jesus. Like, guys, I'm not quite buying it. I want to believe you. I want to believe what you're saying, because if what you're saying is all just a joke and it's just a stupid fucking LARP, then that looks really bad. Like, you're being artistically disingenuous, and that's not cool. But you're jumping really hard into this Christian shit, but you still have a devil on your neck. So what are we doing? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. That's about all I've got to say about it, though. I think that covers everything. Yeah, we'll just have to see when the album comes out.